The title of the speech is My Yard Project. I recently bought a house down on Rice Road, and of course, when you move into a house, you want to do things to jazz it up a little bit. The front yard was a total disaster. What happened was we have two big trees right in front of our house. They're both acorn trees, and we moved in January, and the whole place was covered with acorns. So we figured this was a problem for the previous owner. And what they did about it, what we figured they did about it was they covered the entire front yard with mulch, black, ugly mulch. The entire front yard. It was hideous. It was hideous. Our neighbors were ecstatic to see us starting to do something about this hideous front yard. Nobody over the past couple of owners had done anything to it. The place was dark and dingy, and it had these tall bushes, shrubs like ferns or pines or tall shrub bushes. I don't know what you call them, but they're round and they're kind of like a screen. I liked them, but they overused them, and they were all around the house. It kind of made a fence. So we decided to get rid of those. So my project here is, what am I going to do to jazz this place up? And the first thing I know I have to do is get rid of the mulch, but I'm scared. I don't know why the mulch is there. I think the mulch is there because of the acorn trees, and these folks just gave up. I think they gave up on trying to get grass here. I think they gave up because the acorn trees, the acorns were just so massive and prevalent on the ground. When we got there, the whole place was covered with acorns. So we figured it was just, the front yard was just mud. So they put down the mulch to make it look good so they could sell it and get out of there. The neighbors, when we were talking to them, they disagreed. They told us that you will be able to grow grass there. The other owners just didn't care. So I was not quite sold on that yet. I was not quite sold on yet. But the first thing that got me into the project of the yard was the front stairs. The front stairs that fell apart. The railing, one of the railings just went boom. I was grabbing onto it, was shaking it, and just went. You know what I mean? I pushed it a little bit hard and just knocked it right over. I said, okay, the stairs gotta go. So the stairs was the first catalyst. So what else was on the list? The stairs were on the list. Something to do with the grass or the yard was on the list, but I wasn't convinced on what I was gonna do yet. I also wanted some fruit trees. I always wanted fruit trees. So I got some fruit trees for the yard. I got 2 peach trees, and I found out that you have to have a mate to the fruit trees, or else so they can cross-pollinate. I didn't know that. I thought you could have 1 pear tree and you're all right, or one apple tree and you're all right. No, you can't. So we ended up getting 6 of them, and we planted them around the yard, which was fun. So we have the 6 fruit trees in front. We have a gentleman coming in, an artisan guy actually coming in to build our front stairs. He's done now. We got that done. He also did the front walkway. The front walkway was one of those old slate walkways with the multicolored slate stones that are different pieces. So that kind of reminds you of the 60s, the last time it was done. We cut that up. We saved them, as a matter of fact, and we moved those slate stones to the back of the yard, to where the back door entrance was, because there's nothing there. It was all mud or just plain dirt. So we softened that up and put those stones there in a nice square pattern. So that worked out well. We gave a couple to our neighbors as well. They're loving us. They're loving us. They're ecstatic that we have moved in. Because we don't have a fence in our backyard, and our backyard is actually the backyard of another person's house as well. So he sees what we did, and he benefits from what we did to our back entranceway with those stones. Also along our back house wall, it was kind of crappy dirt and crappy landscape. It was all weeds. So we overturned that and put some good dirt down from when we were digging around the house. So we put some good dirt down there and threw threw some seed down, and we're gonna grow some good grass over there, and so our back is all set. So we finally decided to rip up the front, take out all the mulch. Thank God they put down the black tarp paper, the tarp screen, so when we pulled it all came up easy, and it's beautiful, beautiful loom underneath it. Beautiful loom, thick, very thick, at least a foot thick of beautiful loom. And we were happy about that. And you don't have to turn it over either. All you have to do is make sure it's loose and packed down. It's loose underneath the packed down stuff. And it's exact conditions that were there. So we pulled that up, and today we went down and we got a whole bunch of flowers, and we lined the walkway, along the walkway from the street down to the stairs with it's a grass. It's called a phlox, I think it is, and flowers purple. It's a beautiful plant. I love it, and you're seeing a lot of it now, and more of it, and I love it. And we lined the front walkway with that, and we put all kinds of flowers in the bed, so that's all set. And we got a load of mulch today, which we got 5 cubic yards. I used Google to figure out how much I was going to need for the entire area. We have that. We're going to use the brown mulch, even though everybody's liking the black mulch lately. We're going to use the brown, and so we're ready with that. That's ready. And tomorrow the sod is coming. We're going to use 1,300 square feet of sod. I figured that out from Google too. That helped me. That was only $450, believe it or not. 1,300 square feet of sod, and it's just me and 2 other guys doing it. So just the landscaping alone, if you don't want to figure in the stairs and the walkway, we're saving a ton of money. I figured this job would have cost probably about at least $10,000 from a landscaper. They're tearing up everything. They're doing the flower beds. They're bringing in the flowers. The flowers alone cost almost $1,000 with the trees. So what is the landscaper going to get for all this? And throwing sod down as well. So we saved ourselves a ton of money, and it's going to look beautiful in the end. And all of our neighbors are going to be ecstatic. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Steve.